Hello, and welcome back to Dark Souls 2. Just in front of the final boss of the Sunken City DLC. Last time, I fought the triple boss, didn't like it. I fought Elena, whatever her name was. It was a fine fight, it was weird. The fact that it was better for me to do less damage, and that made the fight go easier is odd. It could have been a coincidence that they didn't summon Velstad right away. I don't know. And then I fought Sinh once, and I almost killed him, but then right before the end, he basically broke my weapon, and that distracted me too much from the actual fight. I was like, oh no, I've almost broken my weapon, and I'll deal a lot less damage per hit because of it. Oh, I didn't even notice that he was lying there last time, probably. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this fight. Mostly because it's a lot of... He flies up in the air, and you just have to... Okay, that was the first time that attack had hit me. Ever. Oh, that camera's broken. But it's a lot of this. I'm not a fan of this fight. Like, it's just a lot of moving, and you can't actually attack a lot. So I'm really not a fan. I get hit because I messed up. Yep. Way worse than my first fight last time, but I'm going into it pre-tilted because I hate this type of fight. I really think any game, any enemy that spends half the time flying and you can't attack it, it's not fun. If it's quick, up in the air, attack you, land back down, that's fine. It just spends too long, personally, I think it spends too long transitioning between on the ground, in the air, and attacking. Okay, I wasn't prepared for that. And then up in the air again. And he moves across the entire arena again. Please land, thank you. Greeted for the 2 hits because there's so few, like, times when I can actually hit him. Because they just do this again. It's really not a good fight because it's so much time spent running around. And like, I get hit there every time now because I don't want to waste time. I want to get 2 hits in because otherwise the fight takes longer. Oh, he actually landed on me. That's kind of fun. That he actually does impact damage there at least. Wow. And he's gonna roar. Wing. It's just... I think there's a reason that this is... I don't like dragon fights in these games. Because 90% of dragon fights are this. Like, they spend 30% to 30 to 70% of the time in the air. So you have to run around a lot just to do anything. And you fight the camera the whole time. I don't know how long repair powder takes to use, so I'm using it there. So I can't roll that if I'm positioned how I was there. I was totally not behind his leg. What was that? I didn't read the pop-up. It wasn't poison, though. It was a different color. Like, it was red on the bar? I didn't read what it was when it popped up, because I was not looking at that. Is it toxic? Because poison in this game is already kind of on par with toxic in Dark Souls 1 and 3. If toxic exists in 1, I think it does. Like, I guess I should try to get hit more just to see what that is, but... Oh yeah, he does that every time. Wow. And then a little hop, so you have to run a little bit more. And a janky rotation by him. Yep. It's going very poorly compared to my first attempt. Because I just don't... Oh, it's just not fun. Like, I think this whole DLC... Okay. If you ignore the bosses, I think this DLC is better than the Broom Tower one. Personally. Like, the little puzzles are kind of neat. Just the bosses aren't as good. Like, Smelter Demon's a bad boss because it's just a duplicate. They already had Smelter Demon. They just made him again, but with magic damage. Not very interesting. This is not a fun boss. So, and I don't think there's... Because I wasn't mid-roll there. Definitely wasn't mid-roll. I'm just tilted because I don't like the fight. But the Old Iron King has 2 good boss fights and one that's fine, but a duplicate. This one has no great boss fights. The Alana, or whatever her name is, isn't terrible, but it's not very good. The main gimmick is that she summons skeletons to attack you, so it's a gank fight, which is never the ideal, in my opinion. But if you get skeletons, you can mostly just ignore them, so it's not really that bad. It is kind of... Okay. He put his hand down before using the second life gem, because I didn't push it quite quick enough. This is not going to be a good attempt today. I'm going to hopefully beat it today, but it's just not a good start when I'm pre-tilted. I tilt in the first attempt. But yeah, like, the Alana fight's fine. It's weird, the fact that she didn't summon Velstad, but she did sometimes, is just odd. Okay, this time he does this attack when I could have gotten behind and attacked, but whatever. Instead of flying like every other time. What a fun fight. Ah, and this time he doesn't do the sweep attack. Damn it. Whatever that buildup is, it's gonna get me. So I'm gonna have to let it tick down. Because if I'd run him, he would have flown anyway, so... Oh, and I'm dead, because... Wrong heal. I can't see what's happening. I'm hit. I'm not hit. I really don't understand. Do I have to roll, like, straight sideways and then it will never hit? I gotta love how I can't roll through his wings, but I can roll through attacks. I understand why, but it's an interesting proposition that you can be body blocked by a wing that's not attacking you, but a claw swiping you when you roll. You're fine. I was trying to talk about the bosses. The trio boss is awful. Terrible boss. No fun. Nothing interesting about it. So I think that boss is terrible. This boss I hate personally because I just don't like this. The amount of time it spends just in the air and the fact that it breaks your weapons sometimes just isn't fun. Like, it spends too much time in the air. And I don't know why it needs to also break your weapons. I mean, the weapon breaking is for aesthetics, but like it's also, I can walk through his wings there, but I can't roll through his wings at other times. I'm actually gonna blame that death on the camera. I got panicked because the camera was being weird, I think. Well, it wasn't being weird, it was being expected for these games. These games have bad cameras, always. Let's make one attempt with a bright bug. See if having more damage will make it better. I'll have to play better because I'm playing terribly, obviously, but yeah, I figured it wouldn't be too much of an issue, but so I'll do an extra 20% damage. Okay, I hate this camera. And he flies again. And he lands in the... Greedy's third hit. And he flies again. And he lands in the poison, or close enough to the poison that it's dangerous. And then he flies again. So, that was weird. That felt like I should have been hit. Greedy 2 hits. Okay, that's a lot more damage than I was hoping. I was hoping it would do like half health with the bright bug in effect. But that's a learning. He still kills me from half health. It's also possible the bright bug wore out, but I don't think it did yet. I thought it wouldn't kill me. That was greedy. It was a bad choice. I will do one more bright bug. Because I can infinitely loop them, so I don't need to worry. I wonder where specific... Like, if I stand right here, am I safe? Kind of chickened out a little, but... And he flies again. Okay, I didn't roll in time. He went faster than I thought he would. Or more accurately, the heal was slower relative to that than I thought it would be. That was just bad play. Last Bright Bug. Because it's just so much more damage. It's not even that I die less with it, it's all the damage. I just find the amount of HP he has very frustrating. So I think if I stand right here, might be the optimal location. 534 on that. That was a very quick follow-up attack. Let's greed for 2, why not? Very lucky on the fire. Again, greedy 3 hits. I don't know if I need to roll on that. I don't know if his swipe includes his mouth. I mean, at least for once, he wasn't flying constantly. Okay. Greedy heal, because I already learned last time that that heal is not safe. My weapon is about to break. This is not a safe heal. And I think that's full range, so I can't safely run away from that. I have to roll through it. So does he just make your weapons take more damage when you attack him, actually? I thought it was, in my first attempt, I thought it was due to an attack I got hit by. But this fight seems to suggest that he just does more damage to your weapon. It's not a good fight. If it's like, oh, every hit on him is extra damage, why would you do that? Like, I don't think anyone enjoys weapon durability as a system. Some people might like it from a hard perspective, but it doesn't, in my experience, it's not like, it doesn't make the fights harder in theory, it just makes them obnoxious if you have to worry about durability. Like, I don't think it helps. It could be interesting in specific applications, but I don't think it is super beneficial. I could go for a loan now that I have the bright bugs, but I'm gonna take a break from boss for this episode.
Until hope.
Excuse me. Yeah, for the rest of this episode, I'm not gonna start alone. I'll start alone. Ooh, 3 levels. That's good. I'll do alone next time. I have 5 more levels till I can use the greatsword. Can't wait.
On you?
I probably should do the main story for a bit, huh? Just grab a bunch of these, like... There's gonna be something that I'm gonna want to use them on because I don't want to deal with the intended obnoxious fight. So... I am gonna start the... Ice DLC, however you do that. So I can't start it from here. I have to access the entrance from the Shrine of Winter. I want to at least get the first bonfire. That's my goal for now. Drangleic Castle. Shrine of Winter is in Shaded Woods, which is here. Run from... Okay, is there another bonfire? No. I could run back from King's Gate. but I think this is probably quicker. I think it's the Shrine of Winter that I have to go through because I now have the item required to access it. I don't remember if it's straight or... It's not straight. Straight is the King's Gate. Left is the Shrine of Winter. I hope this is the Shrine of Winter. Ooh, fun. Yeah, so I can go to the Shrine of Winter. Hopefully. And then that should take me where I need to be. I didn't have the Silver Serpent Ring equipped. What am I doing? What is this inefficient Souls gameplay? I need more. I always need more souls. I had the Ring of Blades equipped and I didn't... Inefficient. Should have always had it equipped. Why did I unequip it? This should take me to Frozen Elium Lois. I'm not going to aim for very far into the game, into this area. But I mostly just need to get a bonfire here. And then I'll keep going here for the rest of the episode, and then next time I'll go back for Alone. Because Alone will probably take a little while. Look at the weird creatures at the top on either side of the door. They look like weird kiwi birds with weird spiky tails. Kiwi is a weird word because there's kiwi birds, kiwi fruit, kiwi as a term for people from New Zealand. Yet, if you just say kiwi, like all of them are just kiwi. Never, because I can't.
The old chaos hungers still.
In we go. Because I mean, if I can finish all 3 DLCs and then beat most of the main game, I can get a crown that makes it so I don't go hollow anymore. Or I can equip a crown and then it would allow me to never go hollow again. Ooh, he preemptively hopped back despite the fact that I did not attack. Yep, heard this guy coming. I guess there is no frost effect in this game, is there? Because the fact that these guys apply bleed makes sense, but the fact they apply bleed and not a frost sort of build-up probably does suggest there is no frost build-up, because, come on. These guys applying bleed and not frost if frost existed? Okay, I actually have no idea. I know broadly about the area. Like, I don't know... What's the toggle? Wrong button. Okay, Pool of Blood. I know broadly, like, you have to collect a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna die. The Estus sound effect went off, but it didn't Estus me. But I know that broadly there's stuff you have to do to unfreeze Elium Lois, and then you have to collect a bunch of knights to fight the boss that you don't technically have to, but you really want to. And I probably will collect them all before I do the boss. But other than that, I don't really know a lot about this DLC. I know one of the bosses, well, I know what each of the bosses, of the 3 bosses, are there only 3? I know that there's a cat boss, and that there's a double cat boss. And that there's a Chaos King guy boss. I do not know where they are. I do not know really any specifics about said bosses. Maybe I swap to the other sword for a bit, because it's fire. It's a little bit of a switch up of stuff to use for a bit. And I mean, these are ice monsters. They better be weak to fire. Winged spear +7. If these guys resist fire, I'd be kind of annoyed. That's a terribly rude place to put an item that's useless that you could just fall off the cliff to grab. Oh. Yeah, like when you unfreeze the area, I guess those open up. And maybe there's enemies behind them, so you get attacked and you die here. Or people have a tendency to pull enemies in. I don't know if I should kill those people. I don't know if they're actually, like, good or bad in the context of this, but... Oh, not magic. Nope. It's not better at all. It's a useless strong attack, too. It's just kind of bad. I really, like, higher requirement weapons should generally be better than lower requirement weapons. Because, like, you have to get a lot of stats to use them and all that, so they should be worth the stat investment, but this weapon is just too much better with my current stat compared to that fiery greatsword, which could be in part due to the fact that it sort of scales with faith and or int for the fire damage, but it's still kind of weird how much better this weapon is. It feels better to use. I thought I saw an item there. The intentional visual design does not aid in being able to see, which, I mean, that's intentional again. There's an entire zone here that is just... What did I bounce off of? Did I hit a wall when I swung? Or was one of their shields enough to cause my attack to bounce? There's an entire zone later here in this game, in this DLC, where you can't see because there's a blizzard for 10, 20, 30 seconds with like a 10 or 20 second pause in between each blizzard. Like, they're intentionally trying to make it so you can't see anything. I just don't enjoy it. It's kind of aesthetically pleasing for sure. So I went to the right last time. Oh yeah, okay, I guess left is where the tiger is. So I guess you want to go to the right first to get the eyeballs from somebody so that you can see the tiger. Again, why the hop back? I got lucky there. That guy's still standing. Okay, he took a very long time to fall. Oh, their ragdoll is very good. They like go rigid and then collapse instead of like falling limp over. Oops. 1, 2. Yeah, they just go rigid, much more than some other characters. Some enemies tend to. I don't know if I'm supposed to kill these guys, but I don't want them to jump me. That second hit was a little weird. The spear just extends further than it appeared to, I guess, but it's... Huh. Lots of space in these walls. I missed that. Kind of neat. I think they're going for the aesthetic over gameplay, which I can it's fine. Doesn't mean it's not annoying, but they're prioritizing the visual aesthetic over being able to see, which they don't want you to be able to see because that's the aesthetic they're going for, but oh, the backswing. Let's use a life gem. It's kind of, it's not totally normal because, like, there's no snow. Like, there's very little snow, and you can't see because it's just blurry and foggy. If there was more snowflakes, it would be, I think, better aesthetically, but I imagine the performance would take a hit on a PS3. So they can't have it be actually like snowy blizzard. So they just take the simpler way of getting the obnoxious visual difficulty by instead just kind of putting a hail filter or whatever over it. Which, like, if you consider that I'm assuming this game came out for the PS3 based on years, it makes sense. You can't really blame them too much. Still looks awful. And it would be so much cooler if... What the... It would be a lot cooler if it actually was, like, snow that was blocking your view and not just... okay. And not just a bunch of ugly, pale screen effect everywhere, but this AI. I love how bad that running attack is. It's, yes, it can launch them, but it's so bad. Because it takes so long to swing. It hits every wall in its vicinity. Ooh, I mean, that could be useful. And I'm about to get shot as I go grab this. Very snowy. Okay, there's nothing here. That makes my decision easier. I really don't know if I need to kill these people. Feels kind of bad because they're just kind of minding their own business, but I don't know. There's somebody about to attack me from behind, and I got lucky. I got so lucky that this weapon sometimes hits behind and staggered him instead of him getting super armor from a normal R1 equivalent attack. That's a pretty satisfying little bit of destruction. Ooh, 999, perfect. Anybody else? No. Good. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting place to explore. I'm liking the aesthetic of the area. I don't know how I will feel about the bosses. What the... I'm very confused while exploring this area, which is not great. It's just, it's a weird castle. I really don't know if I need to kill these people. They have daggers in their hands. They must be bad. Like, they must be waiting to stab me in the back. Okay, I think I want to be here, but I can't get those items, I assume, because they're frozen. So I'll have to come back later. That missed. Whatever. Very weird. Very weird enemy. Yeah, I can't open these because they're frozen. I'll have to unlock this, which you can do by shooting a person or by collecting something. I don't know if I want to drop down here. I took a lot of fall damage. I don't think I want it to drop down here. Oh no, monastery charms are consumables. They're not charms for like casting stuff. Dark clutch, kind of useless. Though there's one great sword that has dark scaling somewhere. Okay, I'm back here. That's fine. Yeah, I'm just kind of... I haven't been able to keep track of where I've explored. I know I haven't explored everything in here, right? This is up here. In there. I guess I explored everything here. Weird. So I guess I have to go through the door. I guess that while exploring I can think of something fun to talk about. But I can't. All I can think of right now is scams. And how... It's been a while since I've gotten a scam email, which is nice. I only get them in like bursts. But... it's just kind of an interesting factor of like how the writing on them is completely terrible. Because emails and text... The email and text components are presumably automated. I don't actually have inside knowledge. But like, makes sense if it's automated. And like, it's potentially that the writing and stuff is so bad as an initial screening. Because anyone that responds to the terribly written, incomprehensible email / text message is more likely to then fall for the more involved scam. Weird. So, I'm gonna light these, see what happens. So it reduces... What was that? Oh. The torch dies because it's too cold. They'll have to come back here later. Guess what? Your friend repair powder. Because my sword was breaking. I used 2 because it doesn't fully heal it. And I didn't want to have to do it again before I'm done with this. Okay, I have there and I have there. And that's the tower. That looks like it's connected to maybe more stuff. Let's go this way first. Yeah, like, my understanding is that it's basically a screening. And it's kind of... It's still... I don't know. It speaks to... It's weird to say demographic when it's the victims of scams, but the demographic that is the victim of scams, it says a lot that everyone I see, the like basic scam like emails, it says a lot that it almost feels insulting that they attempt what they attempt. Like, it's just a numbers game is what I understand. Like, if you send enough of these emails and texts, you'll eventually get a hit. Eventually someone will respond, and of the people that respond, eventually some will fall for the actual trick. And then money. Or items, probably mostly money, because, I don't know, money's probably more useful to steal from somebody. Bonfire. I don't know. I think pulling scams is scummy. So I don't actually know a lot about it. I just know about the types because it's kind of... It's a terrible thing to do, but it is kind of an interesting... like... very, very surface level look into psychology. Not like oh, deeply involved in psychology. I don't really care. I just think it's kind of interesting the types of things that people try and the types of things that succeed. When, like, it's all about taking advantage of people. And some things are like, they take advantage of goodwill, they take advantage of... Greed is not the right word. Desperation is what I'm thinking. Like, it takes advantage of people's desperation. It can take advantage... Well, it can also take advantage of greed. Because if someone thinks what they're doing will let them one-up the person... Like, it's sort of... There's multiple levels. If someone believes they're one-upping a scammer, but in the process they themselves are getting scammed, that would be taking advantage of their greed more so than anything else. Or overconfidence, but it's all very... It's interesting to see the type of things that work. Like, I imagine the most common thing that people try to take advantage of is desperation. But after desperation, it would probably be, like, kindness. Like, trying to take advantage of goodwill or trying to meet perceived social pressure. I need to find a bonfire and stop for the day, for the episode soon, but... Oh. Cool. I think I'm near where I want to be. Oops, I don't know why I didn't roll there. That felt weird. It was totally reasonable, just felt weird. Can I backstab these guys? They're not going to attack me, but can I backstab them? No, I can't. That's rude. So let me backstab these guys as they're sitting down. They are prisoners. Cannot open that. Can I open the other door? Oh, so why is it not cold out here? Like, is it only cold in the castle? And then any other stuff is leaking out? Any of the cold outside is because it leaks? I don't know. So I can't do anything here because I need to oh. I need to unfreeze this. I like that. That's fun. I don't even know if you can unfreeze this. It might just be taunting you. I just know that you can unfreeze the area eventually. That last hit looked garbage. His hit, when I hit him at the same time, that staggered him a little. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to his attack, but I don't think he hit me. He might have. Again, I might have missed it. I'm gonna go get my souls back and continue past there, and then I have to wrap up soon. I'm gonna run past everything this time, see how it goes. I'm thinking it's either gonna go very well or gonna go very poorly. I mean, if a lot of these guys kind of run past me, it's gonna go pretty well. Yeah, it's going pretty well. This guy I probably need to kill. I'm so bad at that. Okay, bye. Bye. What did he kill the person that was on the ground? That's mean. Oh no, please no pursuer. No, there's just ghost people. Oh, that's good. I'm lucky I didn't get hit there, but... What? What just hit me? Was it a spear? I didn't see it. Oh. Invisible guy. They just fade out, don't they? You know, they just kind of disappear. Oh, bye. Guess I ignore you because you're obnoxious to fight. And I'm not a fan of invisible enemies. They aren't totally invisible. They are visible, but I'm just not a fan. More frozen stuff. Well, one frozen thing, so it's not really stuff, but I just want to find another bonfire or something similar. Which similar would be a shortcut. I'm dead. I should have gotten hit on that second attack. I'm really glad these guys can be backstabbed. They really don't look like they should be able to be backstabbed, but they can, and that's wild, and I'm happy for it. I want a bonfire or a shortcut. I guess I should probably go down that way, huh? Game, please? You can do better than that. I don't actually hold that against Dark Souls 2 specifically. All of these games have broken hitboxes for stuff like that sometimes. Oops, that's a drop. I regret this immensely. I'll keep going till either...
Turn away.
Nope.
And never look back. No one.
Actually, no, this might not be the cat. Yeah, this isn't the cat. I might not be able to do anything here yet, but it's not the cat. The cat is what I'm worried about, because I can't fight an invisible cat. But once you get some eyeballs, it's not an invisible cat anymore. That's the eyes. I can now see the invisible cat. I don't think I can open doors, though. So will those invisible people by the thingamabobs no longer be invisible? Well, they weren't technically invisible, but like, will they be fully visible? I'm glad I was able to just kind of tank through that. That was nice. Okay, need to find a bonfire and wrap up. I could travel back to the previous bonfire, but my assumption is there will be either a shortcut or a bonfire up ahead. It's also possible that back where that elevator was a shortcut. It's not a boss, right? It's a bonfire. Perfect. Anyway, I have to log out because otherwise these guys will shoot me. Because they'll walk towards me if I don't move. But here's where I'll wrap up for today. Next time, I will be going back to Alone, who is here. Right there. But before that, I'll probably do a couple runs to gather bright bugs, just to have them. Because I really like the damage they provide. Even more than the damage reduction. If there was no damage reduction, I'd still use them. So I'll probably collect a few so that I won't have to cut. But next time I will fight alone. And it will be a grand old time right here. I'm putting it here so I don't forget. Yeah. It'll be good. Hopefully it's not another 45 minutes of dying. But I can't judge that yet. So, have a nice day. Bye-bye.